Hello, everybody, and welcome to another reaction here on the channel. We're going to be doing a single song with a video. And okay, we got to start this off by saying, hello, welcome, Nightwish Army, okay? I am one of you. I am a member of the Nightwish Army. I have been a fan of Nightwish for many years. Here's my stack.
In case you couldn't tell.
Here's my stack of Nightwish CDs, okay? I've got pretty much everything. I love Nightwish. I've been a fan of Nightwish. I have a couple of other Nightwish videos on the channel. And one of the reasons I really wanted to do this video in particular is to let everybody who watches this know that one of the big things we're building up to here on the channel is that Chris and I, the Chris that's down this direction here, yep, he and I are planning to do a reaction to the brand new Nightwish album, Yesterwind, when the day it comes out. So that's something we're going to put here on the channel. We're going to listen to the entire album all the way through the day it comes out, and I'll try to work on the video over the weekend and try to get it posted as early as I can that following week, which is going to be tough because I'm going to be in the hospital both weeks doing chemotherapy and stuff.
Sorry
No, you're fine. You're fine.
My God.
We all beverages are important here on the channel. We all know that. We discuss our beverages all the time.
I needed a drink and I didn't want to wait.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So anyway, that's something we're really building up to and looking forward to. I am so excited for the new Nightwish album. Nightwish only releases an album every 4 or 5 years, so it's a big deal. They put a lot of effort into this. I'm very excited. And I do have a reaction to their single that was released earlier this year, the one about perfume, and perfume of the soul or something like that, I think. That I have on the channel already, so you guys can go check that out. But I wanted to do this video to sort of celebrate Nightwish and to get everybody that watches this to get us all in Nightwish mode, so that here on the channel we can try to bring in a few new Nightwish fans, members of the Nightwish Army. Rejoice, we're here. We're going to do a new Nightwish reaction to Ghostlovescore. Of course, you all know. So what this video is going to be, I obviously very familiar with this. I've seen probably over 100 reactors react to this particular song. This song is one of my all-time favorite songs. When I was in high school, I made myself a compilation CD. I was going to bring it down here and show you guys so I could prove to you, though I could have made it yesterday and it wouldn't have proved anything. But when I was in high school, like 5,000 years ago, I made myself a disc of like all my favorite songs. And the first track on that CD was the song we're going to be reacting to today. However, we are going to be reacting, of course, to the Live at Wacken Festival, the video everybody reacts to online here. So we're going to be following that trend.
Yeah.
Yes, Wacken. Cody and Audrey are going to be reacting to this with us. Hello, guys.
Hello.
They have done a reaction with me here on the channel earlier this year for the first time. This is Audrey's second video. She and Cody reacted to the new Black Keys album with me earlier this year, and we had a lot of fun doing that.
Is that good?
A great album.
It's very good, yes.
Awesome.
It was my number one, I think, until we listened to the most recent Leprous album, which now might be my number one for the year.
Ooh, and new Nero tomorrow, so it might change again.
Not only that, new Pure Reason Revolution, and a lot of stuff coming out.
I've been having good luck. I've been on all your favorite albums this year.
You have, yes. Yeah, we've done a lot of weird things this year because of the scheduling has just been crazy. But so yeah, I just want to let everybody watching the video know that I am very familiar with Nightwish, so I'm kind of here to guide people along, but I'm going to try as hard as I can to not say very much in these videos. I want Chris and Cody and Audrey to be the ones doing as much of the talking as they want to do, and kind of focus on their reactions more than me. Although as we sit here, I may or may not shed a tear watching this, because I have watched this video literally hundreds of times, and more often than not, it gets me a little caught up. So, very looking forward to this. But don't feel the need to cry. You guys don't have to cry. Don't feel pressured into crying. Cody has never cried listening to music ever.
No.
Chris hasn't cried in 47 years. So, Audrey, I don't know how emotional you're feeling today, but, you know, whatever. So I want to start off by just saying, I want you guys to kind of go through and say how familiar you are with Nightwish so that everyone can kind of get a feeling for where you're coming from in this.
For how big the letter bombs need to be.
Yes. Okay, so let's start with you, Chris.
I am aware of Nightwish. I have probably heard fewer than 5 songs over the time that they have existed. And I couldn't tell you any one of them.
Right, and all of the Nightwish songs you've probably heard are because I showed them to you and forced you to listen to them. And when we were doing the music room back in the day, we did a series of which a music room used to be our music podcast that we totally did illegally, using samples of music and stuff.
It's not illegal if you don't make a profit.
Right.
That's really
What
neither here nor
damages
there.
would they sue you for?
We had one episode get flagged out of 50. So
no.
it was totally fine. Not a fan of whatever that goo is.
It's another Calypso drink. Cody, last time we did the leprous.
He loved it. It
reaction.
turned his tongue blue.
It was
I
phenomenal.
love this. Eventually, you can just become Leonard and do like a review of gas station drinks.
Oh yeah. So this is Island Wave lemonade, and it definitely has some kind of fruit in it that's not something I'm very experienced with.
Guava.
I don't know, but anyway, it's
Purple
good.
tongue coming up.
I like it.
Purple's a fruit.
Yeah, I like it. But we're not here to talk about that. So I've shown Chris many songs over the years. I don't know if I've ever shown you this particular song, but I know for a fact, or at least I'm pretty sure, you have never seen any live performance from Nightwish, right?
Yeah, I'd say that's true.
Yeah. So I think that's going to probably be the aspect that is most special to you in regards to this. And I myself don't do a lot of live stuff, but we have been doing a few live Metallica videos here and there. And so that's, this can be kind of like a test almost to see how we do for live stuff. So Cody and Audrey, what are your guys' familiarity levels with Nightwish as a band?
I know exactly 0% about Nightwish.
Okay, everybody, you hear that? We have a Nightwish newbie here. Fresh off the boat, has no clue what Nightwish even is. So Cody, have I ever?
Yeah, so I've seen a Nightwish live performance.
Right.
Something like you showed it to me in the past.
Yes, yeah, but that was quite a while ago, and it was
Yeah.
something we just watched while we were sitting around, and I was like, "Hey, check this out!" And that was I got really into reaction videos back in 2021, like a lot of people did during the pandemic, and I just happened to luck out and have one of my all-time favorite bands become the most reacted to band on YouTube. So, Audrey and Chris and Cody, so you guys know, Nightwish is the most reacted to band on YouTube.
Why?
Did Guinness certify this?
I think so. Well, I don't know if it's like a world record, but I mean, it's like a known quantity on the internet. But you'll see why when we hopefully you'll agree that it's worth it when we watch the video.
Because all reactors copy each other.
That's definitely true. And when someone watches something and it starts to get bigger, and I think
There was probably one really big one, and then like a bunch of smaller ones did it, and then those got big.
Well, and what ended up, what we've discovered on our channel is that like Metallica fans like to watch people listening to Metallica for the first time, and especially discussing Metallica. And so what happened with Nightwish is when you go online and you react to a Nightwish video, there are certain people that pop in the comments and explain the entire history of the band and everything about them and which songs you should react to and everything. And
Certain people just being Patrick talking about
no, rarely do I leave comments on those videos, but like there are people who are like known in the community for being the people to come into the comments and they explain the whole history of the band and all this and what order you should listen to the songs in and everything, to get the most out of like the story of this band and in the back, like the history and the backstory and everything. And so because the Nightwish army shows up and actually watches these videos, reactors reacted to one song because they heard that other reactors did it and got a pretty good view count, and then it just snowballed. And so like if you react to a Nightwish video now online, you're probably guaranteed to get like a certain number of views. I don't know how many we'll get with this, but I am hoping enough that people, are excited for the way we talk about things here and that are maybe looking forward to us listening to Yesterwind. And another very important thing I have to say is that if this goes good and you guys all agree that this was a fun video to record and to make, my plan is for us to react to maybe 2 other specific Nightwish songs. So I've made a list here and I'm going to let everybody know. So all the Nightwish army out there, here's my plan. Now, all of this could stop after any number of videos if if these people here with me on the video decide they don't want to do any more, and that's perfectly fine. I don't care if we only do one, if we do 16, if we do every song that Nightwish ever recorded, whatever. But my plan for right now is that we are going to listen to Ghost Love Score. And then if we have time yet today and I stop talking and we actually listen to the music, we're going to do I Want My Tears Back and then Phantom of the Opera with Tarja. Then, next time we get together, if we want to do this again, we'll do a Romanticide, Sleeping Sun with Tarja, and then Poet and the Pendulum. So we're all kind of leading up to Poet and the Pendulum, and we'll watch the video with lyrics. Hopefully everybody gets what I'm talking about. Then if we decide we want to do one more recording session about Nightwish, we'll just have total fun. We'll do 2 Annette videos with Amaranth and 7 Days to the Wolves, and then we'll do Phantom of the Opera with Hank Port, with Floor, from Best Zangers, okay? And then
listen to all these crazy words.
Yeah, and then if
just so many things that are.
And then if we really want to be really crazy to cap off the crazy journey, we'll end with Greatest Show on Earth if everyone wants to do that. So this is something that would conceivably take us the rest of the year to do if we decide we want to do this. But again, to you guys in the video, there's no pressure on this at all. I just want us to have fun reacting to something that most of you guys don't know at all. You'll be seeing the video for the very first time, all 3 of you. And Audrey, this will be your first time ever hearing this band at all without knowing anything. So I think that'll be really fun. And if you guys want to do more, I've got a lot of things planned. And if we get a lot of views and the people watching want us to do more, let us know. And I hate shilling the channel. But in this case, I'm going to do it. Like the video, comment, let us know what we're saying, how stupid what we're saying is. Let us know what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. If we want to do more videos in the future, how we can fix it. Things like that. Just keep us updated and posted on what your thoughts are for how we're doing this. I learned how to do OBS for this video specifically so that we could do multiple people remotely because none of us really live close together. So
yeah, this is your biggest video ever.
This is definitely one of the more important videos that we're doing.
No, I mean like in terms of number of people.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Because generally I usually have a person here with me and then that's how we do 3 people at once. But this is the first video ever with 4 people and 2 people remotely.
Amazing.
Chris, I think we're drinking the same thing. Are you drinking a sparkling ice?
Better believe it. Grape
Heck
raspberry.
Yes, that's the same flavor I'm drinking.
Nice.
I just put it in a cup with
Hell
ice.
yeah, that's the best stuff.
I love it. Nice. One more thing I have to
really
say.
cool.
One more thing really quick I have to say. As we were getting set up for this, today is the day that Linkin Park has been counting down. And so we just found out, and Cody and I reacted to Linkin Park's unveiling of their brand new singer. So that's something that's going to be on the channel as well. Totally unexpected. We're getting a brand new Linkin Park album this year. Let's go. So pumped for that. So yeah, that's what we got going. So Audrey, just so that you can see, I'm not sure how well you can see the detail here, but this is Nightwish's entire catalog here in this picture on the screen, starting with their very first album from, I believe, 1995, maybe 1994.
Wow.
And that album pretty much sucks. However, that was before they kind of figured out what Nightwish is going to be, and then they kind of determined what they were going to be, and then their albums go from there on into absolutely amazing. So the song, which by the way, the one with the circle on the top right corner there, you see that one with the circle?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
This one that I just so happen to have on vinyl here, and this is an original pressing of the vinyl from
what year?
From 2011 is when they released vinyl, I believe, for the first time. I don't think they released it when it first came out in 2004. But this is an original cream white colored vinyl, which I'm not going to bother to take it out. But this album and then the 2 that come after it, Audrey, the bottom left 2, are I consider to be perfect 10 out of 10 albums. All 3 of those albums are, in my opinion, perfect albums, 10 out of 10.
I'm just trying to guess the genre of Nightwish right now.
So we are going to be listening to a song from this album, which is called Once, and it is, I think, my favorite Nightwish album, although Imaginarium is a very close second, and Dark Passion Play is a very close third, and on any given day, I could probably go back and forth. So we are going to be listening to the song Ghost Love Score, right down here. It is track... oh boy, that's a weird-looking number. Track 9, which I'm pretty sure I knew that in my head. Track 9, and I don't want to say anything else. We'll just
that
get
a
right
double
into
album?
it. There's
Must be,
two
right?
records in there,
Yeah.
but it all fits.
I was going to say, these are long songs, right?
It's 72 minutes. It fits all on one CD, but just barely. Like they fit it. It's like Metallica. They decided they wanted to use every square inch of the disc.
They're giving you your value.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, these artworks, real like truck stop T-shirt vibes. I'm getting.
I was literally going to wear my South Dakota shirt with an eagle on it and a moon on the top.
Absolutely.
I do want to point out
your eagle shirt.
Yeah, I didn't know that was there.
I do want to point out that they did call back in 1997, I believe, is when their second album Oceanborn came out. Look, that owl is delivering a letter. So J.K. Rowling owes her entire career to Tuomas Holopainen.
Should we know what country this band's from?
They are from Finland. That's a great question.
I was actually going to guess that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, they are from Finland.
but they sing in English, right?
They do sing in English. One song on this particular album, which is called, oh boy, this will be fun. It's called Kuolema Taki Taites.
Easy for you to say.
That word. The vocalist does sing in Finnish. I believe it is Finnish. And
Borka.
they do have
No,
some
that's
other.
Swedish.
They do incorporate other languages, kind of across the board, but it's very predominantly in English.
Cool.
Any other questions before we start? Really, from anybody?
Nope.
So this performance is from the Live at Wacken in 2015, I believe.
Wacken.
Wacken. I think it's 2015.
2013.
2013. Okay. The year is actually kind of important. So Audrey, we're not going to get into this right now, but there is a very important, well, maybe not important. I guess if you don't care about the band, that's fine. But there is like a big story that goes with this band of like drama and all this stuff that comes with this band.
Personnel changes,
all sorts of drama. And so if we do decide to do more videos, I will sort of slowly, I've intentionally placed the songs that I want us to do in order so we can kind of talk about some of their history as we go, if we want to do more. And I can kind of unveil certain parts of their story to you, all leading up to The Poet and the Pendulum, which is like sort of the big song for them in terms of like the most meaningful song they probably ever recorded. And it's also like one of my all-time favorite songs of theirs, is along with this one. Not all of their songs are 10 minutes long or anything like that. This is just kind of a special one. And you're going to see on stage multiple musicians doing multiple things, including a guy playing keyboards, but you're also going to hear tracks that they recorded for their album that include like 120 some piece choir and I believe like 80 some piece orchestra. So you're going to hear lots of sounds that are not being created on stage. Those are being played as tracks just through the speakers, basically. And that's a very common way for bands to do stuff live. I'm sure you've seen bands that do that. And so in case you're wondering what's happening, the guy who plays keyboards does play a lot of things. Like he'll play strings, glockenspiel, piano, all sorts of different things. He'll do voices. He'll do all sorts of things. So you can generally tell by the mix what they're doing. And they definitely have the instruments that you're seeing higher up in the mix rather than all the orchestral and stuff. Instrumentation, that's all kind of lower in the mix. So this is definitely a live mix that's meant to represent. And this particular show is off of their Showtime Storytime DVD, Blu-ray that I own and that I've watched multiple times. I really love this show, and so let's get into it.
All right.
Okay, so let me take this image off, and that one's there. And are you all ready to start?
Yes.
So just to explain to everybody what we're doing on our end, we all have the video pulled up on our own respective monitors because we can't figure out a way to share a video with each other and have it be in stereo. And so we want to listen to this in as high quality as possible. So we all have the video pulled up on our own respective computer screens, and I'm going to count down, and we are going to listen to it. And you, watcher, will be seeing and hearing what I'm playing on my computer. And our plan is to stop when we get to a specific point in the middle that I think of as the intermission, and I'll explain that when we get there, and I'll count down and we'll stop, and then we can kind of discuss what we've heard so far. So everybody, feel free to talk about whatever you want over the music. The point of this is to react to what you're seeing. If you just want to sit there and be like gobsmacked the whole time and react with your face, that's fine too. If you want to say
What if
something,
we're not impressed?
if you hate it, no, that would actually be the best thing. We would get a lot of views if you would listen to it and hate it. I will say, in the 100 or so videos I've seen of people reacting to this, I have never once seen anybody not like this. Okay. So you would be the first, and that would be great. We would get a lot of views.
1 in a million.
Yep.
We would get a lot of views for that. And then we could start a whole series where a Nightwish hater reacts to more Nightwish, and you could just talk about how terrible they are. So
That's what you did with Metallica, right?
No one's supposed to know. Although, legitimately, Metallica does kind of suck, whereas Nightwish is awesome. So, especially the Metallica song 1, which is the worst song has ever written. Okay, everybody ready?
Yep.
We're going to start from 0 in 3, 2, 1.
It's a crazy organ.
Oh no, I resized my window and it changed the size of the video. Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Okay, I think we're good. Idiot.
Sounds really good for live.
Yeah. This was recorded professionally for a Blu-ray release, so.
Of course. But even still.
So there, Audrey, you're hearing the strings. That no one's playing that. That's just over the speakers.
That organ is nuts.
Yes. That's just the stand for Thomas's keyboards.
Yeah. It's cool looking.
Yeah. I like the Edgar Winter guy.
Yeah.
There's some music in this.
Ah, that's an interesting. See, when we were listening to Megadeth, Chris, I thought there's Megadeth riffs reminded me of some of the metal aspects of Nightwish. Maybe not necessarily this song. So the guitar player's name is Empu. That wonderful woman's name is Floor. The drummer is Yuka. The keyboard player is Tuomas Holopainen. He's the primary songwriter. And the bass player is Marco.
Only one of them has a last name.
Well, they all have last names. They're kind of like Cher. They don't need last names.
I feel like if I said, "Have you heard of Floor?" somebody would be like,
I bet you they would know.
"Yeah, sure." Standing right on top of one right now, as a matter of fact. You've never seen them live, have you?
Oh, no, I wish I could, yeah.
Did they tour America?
There's still time.
They do tour the U.S., yeah. Not very many, just big cities.
I love how fast the crowd gets out of sync with people when they try to clap. You get three claps.
This song changes tempo like multiple times too.
What genre would you say this is?
I was just trying to kind of imagine. It's like a soundtrack to a late 80s drama.
Very theatrical, definitely.
Yeah,
Very
it is.
theatrical.
Yeah, it is like soundtrack music.
Only one guitar player. So no balancing on the other side.
And it is sort of this. It's like it's centered.
Okay, hold on, Chris. We're gonna
so.
pause it here. Everybody, get ready. We're gonna pause it in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I paused it right at 4:29.
Same.
We're synced
Okay,
up.
great. Everyone's great. Okay, so what is everybody's feeling? How, Audrey? What's your thought here? This being the first time you've heard this.
Well, it seems like people are talented in this band, but I would say it's something I would not choose to listen to independent of Patrick having us record this. So I feel like the listeners are going to come at me.
No, I don't think people will.
You're not a metal person
No.
at all.
What in your opinion makes this metal? If that's is that the primary reason that you would say you don't like that? Like what is it about this that you would not want to listen to it?
It's like it's very dramatic, like an epic, but it's also it does remind me of like metal that my brother listened to in high school. And sibling rivalry, you have to dislike what your brother likes.
So what aspects of it would you say you don't really care for though?
I guess what makes it metal? I mean, the guitar, like
The guitar initial,
that kind of a thing.
initial guitar, and then the lyric.
I mean, her voice is beautiful.
Yeah,
it's not
she's-
exactly like screaming metal,
No, it's not.
But also, I know you're not exactly listening to big, bombastic, operatic singing either.
Right.
She's more of a singer-songwriter kind of a person.
Which is the exact opposite of this. This
Exactly,
is like
yeah.
this is like as much as you can possibly throw into like one single song.
Yeah.
And it's much more about the presentation of it, especially live.
Yeah, production.
I would
It's a
love to be at
production.
this show. It would be so awesome.
Yeah.
Like, for sure.
Yeah. And they definitely like this song in particular, like I feel like they do a good job of like kind of building on it as it goes. So the second half is definitely better than the first half. Now I've watched so many reactions of this that like a lot of the reactions that I watch are people watching this for the first time coming at from the perspective of like a vocal coach or someone who's like a singer or a professional like performer, and they all comment on the fact that everyone in this band has good stage presence and that the vocalist has like she sings with multiple styles of singing. She sings with chest voice, head voice, all these different things, which I really don't personally know that much about. I've actually learned a lot about singing and vocal techniques and stuff watching a lot of reactions, specifically to Nightwish.
Same.
And a lot of bands. Muse is another great example. Chris, you mentioned Muse. And I guess I never thought of comparing those two, but Muse is probably the most theatrical band that I know,
Yeah.
And
So-
I do like Muse.
Yeah, you do like, yeah.
I do like
True.
Muse.
Yeah,
But Muse, and the thing about, I don't know how deep we want to get into this, but like Nightwish has songs that are just acoustic guitar and singing. Like that's
Yeah.
literally the only thing you hear the whole time. And actually they have different phases of their career. And the phase that we're in now is one of the things I remember reading on the internet many, many, many years ago is that Tuomas Holopainen used to be more serious. He's the guy that's playing the keyboards that kind of looks like Johnny Depp. And he used to be a lot more of a serious musician. And his music, I read this somewhere online because I would not make this connection, but his music used to be more reminiscent of something that would be like Bach. And then now we're in this sort of like Mozart era of his career where he was having a lot more fun and it's a lot more theatrical and circusy and playful and stuff. And that really came to a head in their next two albums. I don't want to get right now into the whole like changing of the people, the personnel in the band and everything, because that's like a whole drama thing for another video, I think. I just want you guys to focus on the performance here because I really do think this is a special performance of a song that it's like, in my opinion, like one of the great songs ever written. And so, yeah, I don't know. Chris, how do you feel like what you've been watching so far?
I like it. Sounds great. She sounds great. It's a little bit more, I don't know, I would say almost enjoyable than I expected. Like,
Yeah.
it's not, I mean, the style, genre-wise, it's exactly what I know to be true about Nightwish, but there's certain elements of like, well, this just isn't really grabbing me. But like that part, especially where I was like, this reminds me of Muse, like that section. I was like, that was also spurred on by, oh, this is doing something for me. I'm not just, observing. So
Yeah.
I look forward to the second half.
The lyrics have not registered with me at all.
Oh, there aren't any.
It's more just like her voice is an instrument here.
I will say the lyrics to a lot of Nightwish songs are interesting, but I think they're kind of intentionally sort of vague, but they're all very like fantasy based in terms of like story time stuff. Like they have multiple lyrics that reference like Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, stuff like that. They talk about having nightmares in some of the darker songs and things like that. But then they also have a lot, like later on in their career, a lot of Celtic sort of influences. And a guy actually joined the band later who plays a lot of different like Celtic instruments. He plays the uilleann pipes, which we'll see in a future video if we keep doing this. And he plays like wood flutes, and he sings and does a lot of different things. He plays ukulele. He plays bouzouki, all sorts of like Celtic folk instruments, like European folk instruments. And so they incorporate a lot more of that sort of like Celtic folk sort of style of music. And then that's when they get lyrically at that point, they get a little bit more sort of like into science and evolution and the like sort of metaphysical, like questioning, like why are we all here and things like that. Very big, grand ideas, and that kind of like suits the music that they're going for. But at this point, they were kind of sticking more with like the fairy tale type of sort of like thing. And some of their songs are about like the siren's call, and this album in particular is about sort of like the Odyssey and things like that. So there's references to lots of mythology, fairy tales, folklore, things like that. And it's all very kind of harmless. And so it's, I don't know. I do really enjoy some of their lyrics a lot. And some of the songs are very personal for the guys in the band. And we'll get into that stuff in the future. That's where it gets into more of the drama of the situation and everything.
Yeah, when we were trying to decide what we would call this genre, I decided on Gauntcore.
So Audrey, in case you were unaware, this is symphonic metal, which is my favorite, I think my favorite genre of music, although there's a lot. I mean, my scope of music is like everything. But I love symphonic metal in particular, and there's certain bands in the symphonic metal sphere that are like known as the big bands. Nightwish is sort of the number one band in the symphonic metal sphere, but then there's also Epica Within Temptation. There's a lot of other ones. And the singer for Nightwish in this video, her former band After Forever was known as an important band. And it basically the hallmarks of this particular genre are that it is metal, but although some of it really borders on rock instead of metal, and that would be wonderful to have that conversation of what's the difference between those two things. But it really borders, and also being a little bit more technical, probably. Like the beginning of this song, for example, is not in straight 4/4 time. It's in a time signature that switches every few measures. So it's kind of a really interesting, different time signature, which is more of a prog metal type of thing, or prog music type thing. And then also almost all symphonic metal bands have female vocals, and there's always orchestral elements incorporated, symphonic elements. And Nightwish was one of the first bands to actually record an entire orchestra and choir for their albums. In their earlier albums, Thomas, the keyboard player, just plays all of the orchestral parts on his keyboard and just like layers all these things to make it sound like an orchestra. But later on, he would get together with the guy whose name is Pip Williams, and he was their composer who would work with Thomas to take all the music that he wrote and transcribe it for the separate instrumentation and everything to get a full orchestra to record. So what you're hearing in this recording that sounds like an orchestra is an actual orchestra that was played and recorded for Nightwish, and written specifically by Thomas to fit with with this song. And the whole album sounds like this. It's all full of things like this. But there's many songs that have just acoustic guitar and all sorts of different instrumentation. Every song is not just like this, but the whole thing sounds sonically very similar to this with a lot of orchestral elements. This is sort of the most bombastic album that they have. So,
okay,
all that makes sense?
Cool.
Okay, so now we're in the intermission of the song, and we will start it back up again in 3, 2, 1.
Do they ever perform with a full orchestra?
They have never done that.
Oh man.
Every other symphonic metal band has done concerts that have been recorded for DVDs and stuff with orchestra. Maybe not a huge orchestra, but some have.
Yeah.
And I've got all those on like Blu-ray and DVD and stuff, and it just
Missed
Nightwish never got around to doing that. Yeah, I don't know why. They certainly would have had the budget and the time and the wherewithal to be able to do it.
Yeah, maybe it's just a pain.
Yeah.
I don't know. If ever there was a time for him to do it, now would be the time.
It's giving fairy tale.
I mean, it's like as they come back from
right
this
now.
intermission, or like now in our current time.
Now in the current time, like with this new album that's coming out.
Here comes Viking Man. Nope, it's her.
Pirates of the Caribbean, very influential
Oh,
for
yeah.
Thomas.
Definitely.
I don't know, I'd call this Viking metal.
It's got a Viking vibe.
Some people say that Flora is actually a descendant of the original Viking clans from Finland.
Bet everyone in Finland says that.
I don't know if
She
you
is
wanna
like
be
6 foot-
associated with
6'2" or
Village,
something?
But
Yeah.
Wow.
Type holding his shoes.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra?
that's what I was thinking too, Trans-Siberian.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra would not.
Bush guy.
Oh
Old and
no!
smooth survival skills.
I'm getting an ad.
He's got an ad.
Pause it. I knew this was going to happen.
We
Okay.
paused on
You
some
got an
guy's
ad.
chest.
Okay, I'm at
Love that
seven.
you got an
I'm
ad.
at 7 minutes exactly. 7 minutes exactly.
All right, I'll go back to 7. Oh, there's a bump there because a lot of people skip there because of the ad.
That's gross.
That's so funny. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
yeah.
All right, in 3, 2, 1. That's very funny.
I'm with Cody. I think they'd be very enjoyable to see live.
Live,
Oh, yeah.
This would be awesome. And
Uh-oh, fire.
the fire's just kicking in for the first time, too. What else I got? Smoke?
So this is Wacken is an outdoor metal festival that happens every year in a very small town in Germany.
Is that what that skull is?
That's the Wacken. It's a like a bull head on
It's
fire.
it's like a.
It's the symbol of Wacken, yeah.
Okay.
Because there's cows literally right next to him out behind the back.
Oh, I see.
Let's sacrifice some livestock now.
Yeah. Is it a metal festival?
Yes. It goes for multiple days over a weekend.
You know, with a live vocal, usually there's, it's really hard to nail, and she
Oh, yeah.
sounds great.
Yeah.
This is very prog.
Yeah?
Then that same thing has yet to happen twice. I went to a concert and then I bought the DVD of that concert and I saw the cameraman picked me out and zoomed in on my dumb face for some period of time, I would lose my mind.
Yeah, wouldn't it be the
And
coolest
not
thing
in a
ever?
cool way.
Yeah.
Where are my royalties?
No joke, that too. Would never go to a show again.
I'm fascinated by her outfit too.
Yeah, leather skirt.
Yeah, mini and then cape in the back.
Does she have a cape?
Well, it's like long
Oh yeah, it
in
is.
the
It's
back.
like a long jacket. Damn.
Killing it. She's a sturdy gal, let me tell you. Should do a high lung reaction.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Who's this guy?
I don't know. I haven't
Creepy
heard that yet.
genealogical.
I haven't seen that video yet.
Of the Nightwish.
Oh, my cricket's back. My
I
cricket's
can
back.
hear it.
Sorry,
I'm surprised
everybody.
it was gone for so long. How'd you get rid of it?
I didn't. I just.
It was listening.
Hey, shut up! I brought something I could throw at it.
That's how that one specific time I had a cricket in my bedroom at my mom's. I had to just throw stuff at the closet periodically and have it to shut it up long enough to go to sleep.
Yeah. So you get a cat.
Okay, so there we go, everybody. You've made it through. How do you feel about that as a whole?
It's like I said, I would love to go to a show like that.
Yeah.
Whether or not I care about symphonic metal or not.
Oh yeah,
Like they got such a
was one of
stage
those-
presence. It's awesome.
it's one of those
Great
half-notes or
musician.
shows.
Very gifted.
Yeah. And her voice was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so like that's one thing about Heilung too. Is Heilung is just their live performances are so like molecularly perfect, and this really seemed effortless for her and for the rest of them. Like there's nothing happening here that
Effortless is a good
they're
word.
not struggling.
Yeah, she is a classically trained vocalist. She went to school for it. I'm not sure exactly how. Hey, Google, how old is Floor Jensen?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Hey, Google, how old is Floor Jensen?
Gotta say it improperly.
She's 43. She's been, Nightwish has been a band now for a long time, and 30 years, I guess, since 30.
Is she still the current vocalist?
She is. So Audrey, just real quick, Nightwish had their first vocalist's name was Tarja Turunen, and she was with the band from early on, from like 1993 or whenever their first album came out, through 2005. And then in 2005, she left, and she was replaced by a singer named Annette Olsen. And this is so interesting because Cody and I just watched the Linkin Park thing, and Linkin Park they have a new vocalist now, and it's a female vocalist. They went in a different direction than Chester, even though the new lady I think her name was Erin Armstrong. Is that what it was? Erin Armstrong?
Something Armstrong.
Or Emily.
Armstrong?
Emily Armstrong, I think it was what it was.
Yeah.
She definitely can do like Chester's parts, but what Nightwish decided to do was kind of go in a different direction, because their first vocalist was very operatic. Like she sang every song like operatic style vocal. And then Annette sang with a much more pop vocal style that is a lot more accessible, I feel, and a lot more what I think people would well, at the time people really disliked her because they liked the first vocalist more, blah blah, you know how people are. And of those three albums that I mentioned earlier that I think are perfect, the one that we just listened to a song from is from the first of those three albums that are in a row that I think are perfect 10 out of 10 albums, and that is the last album with Tarja as this vocalist. Then they released two albums with Annette, one in I think 2011 and one in 2014 or 15 maybe, and maybe 2010 and 2014. I think that sounds right. But then Annette had to leave the band due to I think she was going to have a baby, I think is what it was. But she left, and then she had to leave very fast in the middle of a tour. And so Nightwish asked Floor if she could come in, and they have a documentary on this actual release here that's called Please Learn the Set List in 48 Hours. And so the performance we just watched was Floor performing about like a couple months after just joining the band. And the show that she recorded or she performed with them 48 hours after finding out she was their new vocalist, that is the other full-length show on this set. So you can actually watch her performing the songs for the very first time in front of a crowd 48 hours after getting the call that she's the new vocalist. Now, Nightwish is a huge band in Europe. I mean, they like if you go over into Finland and some other like Nordic countries and you watch their version of like Finland's Got Talent, the songs that they perform on there are like Nightwish songs and Rasmus songs and metal songs, because that's like the number one genre of music there. It's not
Was she already a fan of theirs when she joined?
That was kind of my point that I was getting at. My point was Nightwish is a big band, so Floor knew a lot of the songs already, but they were just releasing a new album at the time, and they were just touring with it, and so she was very familiar, obviously, already with their work, but she had been in her own symphonic metal bands for 10 plus years before this, so she didn't know all the songs perfectly, but she definitely knew of the songs and had heard them multiple times. And so she became the new vocalist, and everyone pretty much universally agrees that she's awesome. Everybody really loves her. And
so they didn't let the other woman come back?
They did not. No, she has her own career. She's doing her own thing. And so has Tarja. She started her own career as well. And I'm not going to get into the whole like drama that surrounded all of these people leaving and everything, because it created this whole huge mess. But we'll get into that in future videos if we want
like
to.
Legal mess?
Legal mess. Just like there's a lot of drama, and it's like great. They should make a movie out of it someday. Maybe they will. But anyway, so yeah, Floor, everybody loves Floor. Everyone agrees she's great. I think her performance in this song is like pretty much flawless. Like I said, I've watched a lot of reactions of people talking about how she changes like literal vocal styles in the way she sings like multiple times, and she can go from one style to the other very fast. At the end, she does it like very quickly to go from that last part into the final chorus, and then switches it up to do that sort of higher pitch, higher note. And so she is a very gifted vocalist. The funny thing is, I really don't care for any of the two Nightwish albums they've released since she became a member of the band. I don't think the songs are as good. And so the two Nightwish albums with Annette, the vocalist in the middle, those are actually the other two albums in the three albums in a row that are, in my opinion, the perfect albums. So there's a Tarja album and then two Annette albums. And I think those are all three perfect albums. And I love the two Annette albums very, very much. And then Floor joined the band, and the band kind of changed a little bit, because at the same time Floor joined is when this other guy joined, who played the uilleann pipes and those different like Celtic instruments I was saying earlier. And so they kind of changed to be a little bit more folky and a little less like bombastic Mozart-y, as I was saying. And so whatever, it doesn't really matter. But I don't know. Any other thoughts on that song or Nightwish in general?
No, not really, I guess.
I'm not convinced that it's something that I would reach for to listen to. I think honestly, like maybe the prog element of it is what would hold me back on that potentially, but it's such a cool, huge thing. Like, I don't know what is the scenario in which I would like. They would be such great soundtrack music. Like, I would like to hire them for a real soundtrack. Would be super cool. Well,
and they actually do have, I have it on a shelf over there, but they actually made a movie called Imaginarium, which came out around the same time as their album Imaginarium. But it's a movie that was made by the guy that directed all of their music videos. He had an idea that he wanted to make a Christmas movie. And so Thomas wrote the score for it, and they are all the members of the band are in the movie, but they're not the main actors. They're all like in the movie. There's like a crazy circus scene where they perform one of the songs from the album. And it's awesome. And the whole movie is like shot and made kind of like a music video. It's a very strange movie. But it is a
reminds me
Christmas movie.
Of that Metallica movie called Through the Never that I still have no understanding of
and I haven't seen it
or how to describe it.
That?
Yeah, I've never seen it, but it just seemed like some sort of weird long form music video that has like stuff in it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to say about that.
It actually kind of reminds me a little bit of one of my favorite movies of all time, which is a movie called Sucker Punch that Zack Snyder directed. I know everybody laughs at it.
Yes,
'cause
as
I
we
like that
know,
movie.
one of Patrick's favorite movies.
Love that
Sucker
we all
Punch.
laughed at it.
Everybody laughs, but that movie's
He has
phenomenal.
a Sucker Punch stand-up in his house, don't you?
I used to have it in my house in Omaha, but now it's in storage at the school. But I
unfortunate.
truly love that movie. And one of the cool things about that movie is it was supposed to be a musical, which is why on the soundtrack all the songs are sung by the actors. But it was supposed to
Which
be
is
a
why it
musical.
sucks.
No,
I mean, the fact that it
No,
was
I never
supposed to
even
be
saw it,
one
so I
and then
can't say
it
that.
wasn't one, but the music is sung by the actors, like that's why it sucks. Like whatever caused
no,
that
no,
to change.
No, it's the closest we'll ever get to. Well, maybe other than Scott Pilgrim, it's probably the closest we'll ever get to like a live action anime. Whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, Nightwish Army, who we haven't even talked about Nightwish in like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Go
they're
in the
loving it.
comments and tell me why you do or do not like the movie Sucker Punch by Zack Snyder.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Let me
Why
know.
you don't like
Let me know.
Sucker-
Am
Go-
I wrong? Is there
Should
something
we
I'm
react
missing?
to Sucker Punch?
Yes.
I'll react.
Yes.
I'll do Sucker Punch reactions all
What
day
a-
long.
That's some Patreon content there. If you want to
Yeah.
watch all of us fight through Sucker Punch, let us know.
Is this good or is this bad? Is it offensive or is it brilliant?
Was this whole reaction a dream or was it real?
I have a gender studies degree, so I could
If she could tell us
weigh
definitively
in on the sexism.
if it is sexist or not.
I'd love that.
I also need you to read the entire Witcher series and explain to me why it's not, because I know it's not, but I've argued
What
with people
language does
about
she have
why
to learn to read that?
it's Polish.
That's gonna be a no.
That might be a
but thank
problem.
you for asking.
I mean, you can read the English versions, but if you want to be really accurate, you would go to the original Polish. Anyway,
Yeah.
I just
Anyway.
read a fantastic book in like from a gender studies perspective called Dead Blondes and Bad Mothers that if you don't know about, you should check out because it's
it
fantastic.
sounds like something that should end up on the list.
Yeah. Thank you for the recommendation.
speaking of the list, we have multiple Nightwish videos to react to if people want us to do it. So let us know in the comments what's going on. Let us know what everybody thinks. And we'll end this video here for now. I know we probably didn't talk about it as much as people really wanted, but that's fine. I could talk about this
Yep.
song for hours and hours, but I think I kind of would echo what most people are saying. I have, like I said, I just want to reiterate one real quick. Like, I have cried watching that song. At the end, when she hits that note, Cody, if you guys were still talking when she hit that note, I was going to crawl through the screen and punch you both in the face. Because
There is nobody less deserving
I know,
of doing
Chris,
that.
I
You
know,
know how all your
I know.
commenters
I
feel.
say I talk over the worst parts of things. 100%. I get it. But I'm so glad you guys felt it in that time. Both of you, you guys were all like impressed by that, and I just, it's amazing. That part of the video is like one of my favorite things ever. And it's not in the original song. That's something Floor did to add at the end of the song to make it kind of a special big thing.
That's even cooler, yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
Tarja did not do that in the original version that when they performed it live. That's something Floor decided to do, and I love that she did it. In the original version of the song fades out,
Oh.
Chris.
Huh.
So this is a live
that live.
version. This is a case where the live version may be superior to the
I feel
album
like
version.
is it better or worse for a 10-minute song to fade out? Because to me, it feels worse.
Worse.
Because look at all the time you had to
Yes.
figure out a way
an
to end
ending.
it.
Look at how musical you've been the whole time, and then you couldn't end on the downbeat.
Yeah.
You couldn't build this up and end on the down. You just let it fade off into the distance so it exists forever. Oh, you guys know how much I hate that. You know how much I hate that.
I
But
gotta say, she really floored me.
Ah,
I can't believe it took us an hour to get to that joke. That's
you want to tell me what it's actually called when you watch for the first time and you really get impressed by her?
What is that?
Florida.
It's a floorgasm.
floorgasm.
That's a term. You can look it up on Urban Dictionary. It's reacting to Floor Jensen Nightwish reactions and being overly overcome with emotion.
You popped my Nightwish cherry.
That's right.
And it ended in a floorgasm.
Yep. You're no longer a Nightwish virgin. All right.
Very good.
Thanks, everybody. We'll end on that. Bye. See you all next time. Oh, and don't forget, whether you hate us or like us or whatever, please like us. But if you hate us, that's fine. No problem. Leave us negative comments. That's great. Those are all hilarious and fun. And and if you leave us constructive criticism, I will definitely go with that moving forward. But remember, We are going to be doing a reaction to the entire Yesterwind album from front to back, as long as we can post it, which hopefully we'll be able to post it with the music in it. Well, I'll post it regardless. But if that's something you're interested in, subscribe to the channel until that comes out. And then if you really hate us, just unsubscribe, whatever. I don't care. But that's just coming up on September 20th. We're going to do it that day, and I'll try to have it out probably by the 25th or so. So thank you, everybody, for watching. We will see you all next time.
Have your pet spayed or neutered.